Hello guys, my name is Amit Sani and I welcome you in this daily UPSC MCQ series. In the evening these lessons are coming, and in the morning the Hindu analysis lessons they come, and both are very important. And a lot of things are happening in this country. A lot of is there to learn, and you can observe many things, many difficulties, many challenges, many new things, developments. All these things are continuing with much intensity, so it's a great opportunity for a UPSC learner, and you can learn a lot. So in the morning session we discuss and analyze these things deeply, and in the evening we discuss these questions and these facts. So let's start the lesson. 19th of August it is. All the lessons are available since 1st of June. Pocket News app is trending on Google Play, and all these courses are available. The description is given below the video, and you can call on these numbers. Chat section is available on the website. You can get the PDF here on this Facebook group. You can send me a request, and you will also find the Telegram channels link there. There also I upload these PDFs, so you can follow me on Instagram too, and the link for Telegram channel. Question 1 is basic countries. Basic countries. This group was formed certainly in 2009 in November, and it was the Copenhagen Climate Summit, and this was the COP15. This COP15 was which convention? It was of UNFCCC. This climate change convention. It has COPs every year. So this was the year when in Copenhagen this was done, and they decided that we as newly industrial countries, we all four, the Brazil, South Africa, India and China, we will counter the claims of these developed countries, and they are trying not to support us. We will force them that it is your historic responsibility, and if you will not do that, if developed countries will not support the developing countries, then we all will walk out from this climate change, this convention and all these summits and all. So for the execution of that summit, they started working together, and especially for the climate change issue. So the basic countries, and the 28th ministerial meeting that was concluded recently in Sao Paulo. But the statement is wrong. Why? Because Sao Paulo is not in Mexico, it is there in Brazil. So that's the trick here in this question. So you must note these small things, and it is not in Mexico, it is in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Okay, and second statement is correct. Only 2 is the correct option here. You can see the details. These developed countries, they pledged that we will arrange $100 billion annually. This issue was decided 5-6 years back, when they said that we will try to mobilize $100 billion annually for the developing nations as a climate finance, but this was not followed according to the spirit there. And for that, these developing countries are forcing the developed ones. And the issue of CBDR, common but differentiated responsibility, that we all have a common responsibility to save the climate, but it's a differentiated responsibility also, because the historical mistake these developed countries they have done, and they were the reasons of this climate change today. So it's a differentiated responsibility. They have the bigger responsibility, so that's why they must support the developing nations financially also. So that is the issue of CBDR that is being proposed again very intensively by the basic countries. This is the detail given here, and you can see that. Next, India's first Central Institute of Chemical Engineering and Technology, CICET. CICET will not be set up in Andhra Pradesh. It will be set up in Gujarat state. This was announced by the Minister of Chemical and Fertilizers Ministry. And central government is also planning to set up a plastic waste management center in Ahmedabad. That is perfectly correct. In Ahmedabad, they are going to set up it for the systematic segregation of the plastic waste and the recycling of the plastic waste. A lot of issues are going on regarding the plastic this year, and a lot of convention, a lot of changes, a lot of issues, talks are going on. So plastic is the hot topic of this year. A lot of things will be discussed on plastic, so know each and everything about plastic, all the convention, all the nationally and internationally programs and issues and conventions, all you must know about this year. So this is correct, this is wrong, because it is there in Gujarat. So only 2 is the correct option here. Okay, you can see how they are trying to implement these things. Next, Glyptothorax gopi and Gera cymbalba-rensis. What are these? These are newly discovered biological organisms. But are these frogs? related to the amphibian category turtles? No, the turtles belong to the reptiles category. So these Gopi and Gera, they are not reptilian also. They are fishes. But the answer is D, none. Why? Because there is a huge difference between the fresh water fishes and salt water fishes, and these are freshwater fishes. They are found in rivers of Mizoram and Himachal Pradesh, in the remote areas, in the Kaladan river near the Myanmar India border. This Glyptothorax gopi was found, and this Gera simulbarensis was found in a different river in Himachal Pradesh, and both are in very remote areas, inaccessible areas. So D, none is the answer here. And these kind of details are very important. Every year we find a new species of fishes, or maybe frogs, or maybe spiders, or something like that. And this time these are new species of freshwater fishes. So the gopi is a catfish, and Mizoram's Kaladan river where they found it, and Himachal Pradesh's Simbalbara river. So that's why the name is given as Simbalbarensis, Gera simbalbarensis. Okay, remember that these are the pictures given here. A lot of other details are also given, like the Simbalbarensis, this fish is giving some hints of geological disturbance also, like some plate tectonic movements were there, and due to that some changes were there geologically, and due to that things changed regarding their characteristic also. So the detail is very important. You must go through the PDF here. Okay, next, NCERT. NCERT, we all know, National Council for Education, Research and Training. So is it also for the teachers education? We are emphasizing too much on teachers education for the last 2 years. In the annual report also, in PIB data, I told you about the schemes and all the programs, and how we have made changes in the B.Ed program too. So teachers education we are focusing a lot on, because we have focused a lot on school enrollments and students. But what about the teachers? What about their education? Are they capable? No, not all of them. So that's why the teacher education is a new hot topic here. But NCERT is not the institution for that. There is a council, separate council for teacher education. So NCTE is there, and that's a statutory body, and that is also serving as an advisory body for central government and state government for all the policy making programs, standard, quality, everything regarding the teachers education. So both the statements are wrong. They are talking about NCTE, not NCERT. This is wrong. D, none is the answer. Both the details are of NCTE. NCTE was established in 1995, and NCERT was established in 1961. It was established as a registered society, and NCTE was working as a department under NCERT only. Then an act came in 1993, NCTE Act 1993. Now it's a statutory body. So NCTE is a statutory body. Recently, important seminar was organized by the ministry, and Mr. Pokhriyal, he talked about this issue, and the theme was the history and the present of these teacher education there. So this is the detail of NCERT. In September 61 it was established, and details are given here. NCTE was established in 1995 and as a statutory body after this particular act. Okay, and it covers entire gamut of teacher education. They're training their important details, programs, as they're running 17 important teacher education programs right now. Okay, you can see the theme of the 2-day international conference was Journey of Teacher Local to Global, inaugurated by Ramesh Pokhriyal, Minister of HRD. Next, Parker Solar Probe, a unique initiative regarding Sun. This is going to be the closest object, human-made object, which is going to touch the corona layer of the Sun, and it will be obviously burned to its pieces, and it would not be able to go inside the Sun's surface, but it will go closest till now, and it's a NASA's robotic spacecraft, and NASA has sent it to observe the particular surface of the Sun, not the core of the Sun, because in the core there is a temperature close to 15 million centigrade, and on the surface of it around 2 to 6,000 centigrade temperature is. So it will only be able to approach the surface there. So this is a wrong statement, and it is a very unique one, because it is the first project on the it is named on the living scientist Mr. Eugene Parker. So Parker Solar Probe. He has done tremendous works in the area of solar winds and all. And since 1950s he has been working. So it is a part of NASA's Living with a Star program, which explores the different aspects of Sun-Earth system. So they are sending this for Sun. So only 2 is the correct option here. First is wrong because it is not for the core of the Sun, it is for the surface of the Sun. Okay, so these are the details and only 1 is the answer. Only 2 is the answer here. Second is right. You can see all the facts and details here. A very, very unique and important one. We will also send our Aditya program for Sun, but it will be there in the future. And these are the details of this Parker Solar Probe and how it will function. Next, Article 71. Is it talking about the legislative councils? No, it is Article 171. Article 71 is regarding President and Vice President's election. This is wrong. It is 171 which says that the maximum numbers of the members of the Legislative Council, because it is the second house of the state and it is not there in all the states. It was there in 7 states including J&K, but now J&K has lost all its political autonomy and everything. Now 6 states are having councils. So in councils the maximum strength of these members cannot be more than 1/3 of the MLAs in the state, means the legislative assemblies members, the Vidhan Sabha members. So not more than 1/3. This is wrong. It is 1/3, only 1/3 maximum number, and the minimum number would not be less than 40 members. So that's the condition. And second is also wrong here because it is Article 171 for sure, but it is 1/3 maximum. So D none is the answer here. Okay, all the details, please go through them. Article 169, 170 and 171 talking about these issues. And a state can pass a resolution with absolute majority plus special majority in their respective Vidhan Sabhas, and then Parliament of India will enact a law, and that will allow to establish the council in the state. So not all the states are interested in that, and Madhya Pradesh recently indicated that it would try to initiate steps towards creation of a legislative council there. So that's the case. In according to Article 82, it is not 82, it is Article 171 only, and Article 169 that talks about the state passing a resolution, and 171 saying that maximum strength of the council members will not be more than 1/3 of the MLA's number in the Vidhan Sabha and not less than 40 members. These are all important details. Please go through the PDF. It's a very important, huge topic. Many questions they may ask you. That is it the state government which can create it by itself, or Parliament will enact the law? So these kind of questions are very common regarding the legislative councils, and the majorities are also a very important detail. Next, Kurki with respect to farming, what it means? Is it a cropping pattern? Is it a weed, or is it a pulse cropping name? No, it is actually the attachment of farmers' land by banks or these adatyas or the creditors or the trade agencies and all. So it's attachment of farmers' land if they are not able to pay the loan. So that's the case. So it's a kind of a punishment, and D is the answer here. Now Punjab government has put a complete ban on Kurki, and nobody can attach or take over the lands of the farmers there. Since 17 the ban is there, but instead of ban they have been attaching the farmers land there, and according to Civil Procedure Code of 1908 they attach and they execute the process of attaching the land there. So that's going on now. It's a complete ban. They have notified a ban on Kurkis by banks. Next, delimitation. It's a very important exercise. Means before the elections, constituencies are to be decided. Their particular territories are to be decided. So they are done under the delimitation exercise, and for that delimitation acts are passed in the past. Now Jammu and Kashmir, they have their own RPA Act, and that was passed in 1957. Our RPA Act was passed in 1951. Means India's RPA Act was 1951. So they have some separate issues like these assembly seats, and regarding them they brought the delimitation process on the basis of 1981 census, and according to that in 1996 the elections were for there. So second statement is correct, but first is not correct. Why? Because Lok Sabha seats, they are actually governed by the RPA Act of Center 1951 and the Center's Delimitation Act. Now for the assembly seats and the state assembly elections, RP 1957 of Jammu and Kashmir, that is applicable, and their constitution is allowing them their with their own delimitation process. So there is a difference in between two seats, the center Lok Sabha and the states Vidhan Sabha seats. So that was the difference, and they were having a legislative council also. So that process was also applicable there according to their own RPA Act of 1957. So that's the difference. Only two is the answer here, and very important crucial details are given here. You see, every 10 years we have a census in our country. So after the census, delimitation is a necessary exercise, and they pass the delimitation acts. We have passed them since 1952, but in 81 and 91 those were not passed, and now Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Act is passed, and according to that Jammu and Kashmir is now a UT. So all things are changed for Jammu and Kashmir, and there are no RPA Act or something like that because they do not have any constitution of their own. Now India's constitution will be applicable there. So all these separate exercises are also shut down now. So you can read all things here. These are given in the PDF. Please go through it. And thanks a lot. This is all for today. We will meet again tomorrow with many more questions. And please go through today's PDF. It's a very important one, and very important details are given here. One is regarding councils, and this is regarding the delimitation issue. So thanks a lot. Keep watching. It was Amit signing.